Hey folks, it's Florida Deere, and today we are going to change the charge pump seal and gasket. So I developed a leak that is not back here, but it's up there where the oil filter is. I already took out the oil filter and dropped the fluid, so I'm that far. And I also disconnected these two lines. I may have to disconnect these. They go to the rear hydraulic kit. I'm hoping I can work around them, but I might not be able to do that. So I believe this is the culprit, either a seal or whatever that's right here, or the part that's back here, and I have to figure that out. I'm going to try to do it without taking the transmission out of the tractor, and we'll see how that goes. And then the actual parts are, there's the seal. That's part number M85508. And then that's the O-ring or seal, which is M45375. So between the two of these weren't particularly cheap, but they weren't terribly expensive. So I believe the seal goes up where the shaft is, so like way up here. And then an O-ring, I believe, goes between this right here, which is the charge pump, and the rest of the pump housing. So I'll have to look it up just to make sure, but I believe that's where it goes. So I'll take you through this ordeal. Okay, folks, it's been a couple days since I've been able to get to this. So we're only actually taking off this front part right here. We're not taking apart any of this. So the seal is where the shaft comes out of the charge pump, and then the O-ring is going to go back here, sort of up against the body. So we're just taking this off right now. We've already taken the two hydraulic lines off right now, and then we're going to take these off next. We'll slide the drive shaft off as it's off from up here. So that should be easy to do. And then we'll loosen these two bolts right here, and then that'll give us access to the pump. And I'll pick you up from there. So just real quick, to get this off, you'll need, I believe, both of these, this and that, were 11/16, and then this, which I don't know where I put. Oh, maybe it's pushed over here. That thing right there. Okay, there it is. That was like, I believe, 11/16. Yeah, I have 11/16 down there, so that must have been 11/16. Just wanted to kind of give you guys the sizes of the wrenches that you'd need for the job. And I'll update you on the rest of them as we go. Okay, so I've loosened up the drive shaft, and it should, yep. Well, it's not. Might have to put down the camera for the rest of this. Okay, folks, we have the drive shaft off, as you can see there. Gives us access to the shaft, so the shaft should, or the charge pump should slide off the shaft. I believe that's how it will work. There's two bolts, one here, one on the other side. Those are 5/8. So I've already loosened these up. So we'll take these out, and that should give us access to the charge pump there. See, it slid off a little bit. And I will pick you up once I get that off, because I'm going to need two hands here. So, all right, folks, this is the charge pump right there. And then it's got this little other piece on that. And I think one of these rotates, and I think that is smaller than this hole. I think it kind of rotates. Anyway, I'm not sure. You can watch one of Kyle's videos. He kind of goes over this in a little bit more depth. And I think it's the the breakdown of how this works is it basically wobbles in there, and I guess that causes the fluid to move. So this video is not about that. This video is just about getting, oh shoot. Uh-oh, shoot, look at that. Look at that pin. That almost came out. That's very interesting. See it sliding there? Is it sliding more? Oh shoot, yes it is sliding more. Hopefully that's, I guess what we'll do is we'll rotate the pump maybe. Maybe we won't. So I want to make sure I don't lose that. That's obviously probably an important part. So this O-ring looks like it should be easy enough to replace. And what I'll do is I'll probably take this thing off, clean everything up, and then put it back on. I'll make sure that that pin is in there. I'll try to rotate this a little bit so it's even, because it looks like it's slanted a little bit down on this side. And then the seal, which, looking at that, I would say that's the top of the pump. That's the bottom of the pump. I'm guessing it was leaking from this O-ring. But I got the seal too, so we'll go ahead and, unless the seal is going to be super hard to replace, I'll replace that as well. Hopefully I don't damage anything. Trying to get that seal out of there. So I'll give you an update a little later. Okay, so here's the charge pump. We took out the O-ring and the seal. I don't know that the seal was actually in bad shape, but I got another one. So I'm not sure exactly which one was leaking. I think it was the O-ring, but I mean, the other one is also 35 years old, so, or probably 35 years old. So I'll, doesn't look like I've screwed up anything, so I will go ahead and try to reinstall these things. Actually clean it up first and then reinstall these two items and then put them back on the tractor. Okay, so we have the O-ring there and then the new seal there. Here's the problem with the O-ring though. Unless I have some petroleum jelly somewhere, which I cannot find. I don't really know how I'm going to keep that there, except for very carefully, I guess. And it falls out pretty easily. But the seal went in there pretty good. I didn't check to see if it was like even before or flush with the, you know, with the housing, but I'm sure it was. And there's a little gap between the bearings and the seal, and that's how it was before. So I'm assuming I got that right. Now for the install. Okay, when you put the pump back on, the larger, wider grooves are on the left-hand side, and I did not remember how to put it back on, but I did have another pump sitting over there on the shelf, so I was able to take it apart and see how it was done, and it was the same type of pump. I think that one was out of a 420, so it's the same design. So it goes on like this, and I did figure out it just needs to be, I just went ahead and did that, and then so I should just be able to press it up against there. I've already done it, but I wanted to take it off and show you that this is the orientation it's supposed to be. So anyways, we'll move on to getting it installed. Okay, so the video that Kyle has on the installation says 52 foot-pounds, which I did with this one, but I could not get to that one with any size extension or whatever. So I put another 5/8 wrench on this, kind of tighten it just a tiny bit, you know, just so I could kind of see the force that was required. And then I did this one. So this is probably 52, give or take 5. And that'll have to be good enough because I don't have an extension that can get to that one with the rest of the plumbing there. And I'm too lazy to take it apart, so there's that. Anyway, so that's back together. Now I have to just reassemble the lines, and I think this one Gosh, it's way over here. I don't even know how I got this over here. I think this goes over. Yeah, so I'll get that one on first, and then I'll connect this one. So a quick edit. This is actually a 7/8. And also, the O-ring that goes on there, it wasn't bad, but I was thinking it's possible that might have been leaking too, because that's at the top of this right there, right here. So it's possible that was leaking as well as the other two items. So I've decided to replace that. I got a new O-ring right there. And if that was it, then, oh well, I guess, you know, the other things are now new. And if it wasn't the item, then it's now new as well and not 35 years old. So whatever. You never know about these old tractors exactly where they're leaking from sometimes when they have so many spots at the same general location. They could leak, I guess. Okay, folks, it is all together. I'm probably going to have to replace this line. Some of the insulation came off right there. Plus here, plus it just looks like an overall cruddy line. Plus it's like impacting right there. So not sure how much longer that's going to last. And these go way over here. And then I put the little freewheel thing back on. I let that off until I can make sure it was all good. And there she goes. And everything works. So I did run it for about 10 or 15 minutes in the same general location where I was working on it. Just doing some testing here and there wasn't a single drop that came out of anywhere in regards to the transmission or any other part of the tractor. So hopefully that did the trick, and those 2 or 3 things that are replaced, you know, the O-ring, 2 O-rings, and the seal, basically fixed any issue I had. If this video was helpful or you liked it, please hit the like button. I'd appreciate that. And if you want to see more videos about John Deere garden tractors or the 1 Series tractors, you can click the subscribe button as well. And hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.